Freedom Day is a public holiday celebrated on 27 April in South Africa. It commemorates the first post-apartheid elections held on this day in 1994. Abahlali baseMjondolo's, the shack dwellers movement, organize an annual event they call Unfreedom Day. Last year, Unfreedom Day happened against a backdrop of national general elections. This year, that day happens within the context of a right-wing government of national unity. The Pan Africanism Today Secretariat sat down with S'bu Zikode, the Abahlali baseMjondolo's elected president, to find out how Unfreedom Day will be commemorated this year. This year, Abahlali baseMjondolo's celebrates 20 years of existence. This is a remarkable achievement, as very few social movements with a large base have sustained their presence for this long. The annual Unfreedom Day event has been an integral part of the movement's story. Can you explain why Abahlali chose to mobilize around Unfreedom Day throughout its existence?
Well, thank you very much. Greetings to my comrades in Africa, in Latin America, Asia, Europe, and everywhere where they get this message. My name again is S'bu Zikode. I am the elected president of the shack dwellers movement of South Africa, Abahlali baseMjondolo. So Abahlali is gearing up itself for the upcoming annual Unfreedom Day. We have chosen this month particularly because in South Africa, this month of April is celebrated as the month of freedom, where South Africa gained its independence in 1994. So it was the 27th of April where the majority Black African people voted for the first time in the history of South Africa. As a result, 27th of April every year, the country and its government celebrate what they call freedom. Now, Abahlali has chosen that it cannot be celebrated as a Freedom Day. Hence, so many South African people remain in deep poverty, remain unemployed, remain unattended, not engaged by government. There's so much of inequality in this country. South Africa is rated as one of the most unequal society in the world. So the injustices that exist in this country forces us not to celebrate this day. So the rest of the country is celebrating. In fact, people are lied to. They are being lectured that they are free, when in fact they are only accompanying few cabinet ministers and few business people who are actually free, and few elites who are actually free. They are being escorted by uninformed masses of this country just because they are given free t-shirt for a day, a plate of meal for a day, and as a result, they are lectured and told that they are free. So Abahlali has decided many years ago that we cannot fool ourselves. We can no longer accept lies that we are free when we are not free. So we have decided that we are not going to celebrate this day. Instead, we are going to mourn. So Abahlali are mourning what should be freedom for everyone. So right now, the freedom that exists, which is basically the right to vote and nothing else, is enjoyed by the elites. It is enjoyed by the very few at the expense of millions of South Africans who continue to live in abject poverty, in places of indignity, in shared settlements. So all we are saying in this day, we are telling the country, we are telling our government, we are telling the world that this is not the freedom that we fought for. The ultimate sacrifice that we made by the likes of Stephen Bantu Biko and many ancestors who fought for freedom in this country, if they were to be woken up today, they would not be happy, because this is not what they fought this country to become. So all we are saying as Abahlali, as residents of the shacks, is that, as Comrade Cabral put it, tell no lies. And this is what we are trying to say, that we cannot lie, we cannot fool ourselves, we cannot deceive our people and claim easy victory that we are free when there's almost 70% of youth unemployment in this country. We are sitting on the time bomb that many people are without the jobs. They are hopeless, not to mention the poverty in which our people are subjected to. So this is a wake-up call to our government, to the country, and to the comrades out there in the world to say, may they please stand with us as we say loudly that we cannot accept freedom when in fact we are faced with fake freedom, the freedom that is only enjoyed by the few elites at the expense of millions of South Africans. So we have no reason to celebrate. What kind of freedom is freedom without land, freedom without decent housing, freedom without access to basic services, freedom without a moment, time for your government to engage with you? What do you make out of that freedom? So we have no reason to celebrate freedom without land. Statistics tells us that almost 87% of our land in South Africa remains in the white minority, largely commercial farmers who still continue to enjoy our lands, while at least 13% of our land remains in the hands of the majority of this country. We have no reason to celebrate freedom. So I welcome and I invite you to mourn with us freedom. So in mourning this freedom, we are having a big or a mass protest in Durban, which is why we are mobilizing. Not only we are having this mass protest on this coming Friday, the 25th of April, we are having this mass protest from Carisfontein in the central business district of the city of Durban to the city hall, where we have written to the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, as well as the Minister of Human Settlement, to come and receive our memorandum. We are having a very similar event in the Gauteng province in Soweto in a settlement called Ramfisha in Mountain View. So we are holding a big rally also in Gauteng province on the 27th, and the third one also in Mpumalanga province in the settlement called Enkanini / Berdekop settlement.
What are the main themes of this year's Unfreedom Day? How do these themes connect to the broader objectives of the movement?
Well, this year, our theme is really to say, remember that we have just come from the general election in this country, where for the first time in our history, the people of South Africa have voted to what became as the government of national unity. So our theme for this year is that we want the government of the people, not the government of national unity. We do not know who's the national unity when the nation is divided into the most privileged people versus the impoverished people. So we are saying this year, we demand a government of the people, the government that is responsive to people's demands and needs, the government that engages the people. So all we see right now is the government of the elites. Obviously, the government that has chosen to engage in mass violent evictions that Abahlali continues to face in this current government. We have now realized and accepted that this is not our government. They have just become the government of themselves because they have no time to engage people. We have written several emails and letters to the current government in order to engage, because we thought these are new faces. They would have energy to engage the people of South Africa. And what we are seeing is a lot of distance. The government does not have time for these people. They are busy with themselves, amongst themselves, changing positions. And as we know that there's no stability, there's no political stability, because they are worried about themselves, their position, their future, as opposed to the people of South Africa. And therefore, Abahlali are saying we still have an opportunity, not only as South Africans, as popular movements across globes and color lines, to work and struggle so hard to develop and build the government of the people. And the government of the people will be responsive to the needs and the demands of the people. It will engage the people. It will be clear that there will be nothing for the people without the people. Right now, we are seeing that we are actually reversing all the gains of our constitutional democracy in this country by having people who just do not care about this country and her people. So our focus really would be to say to the government, unless it listens to the demands of the people and it engages with the people, it cannot be accepted as the legitimate government, because what kind of a government that cannot engage its people? Instead, it rules and governs its people with violence. So right now we are seeing a lot of increase in violence in government, in different spheres of government, but also in different structures of government. There are massive evictions that are imminent as we speak. Several municipalities have taken us to court in order to remove the people of South Africa, the people of the land from their own country. So surely that government is not the government of the people. I mean, last year on the 16th of September, Abahlali marched in KwaDukuza. Now, the Dolphin Residents and Ratepayers Association, in alliance with the KwaDukuza municipality, have participated in a collective drive that is driven by racism, and to say poor black people must have no place in that Palito area, because that area is particularly reserved for the wealthy, particularly the whites, monopoly capital, who have actually invaded that land, because it's not their land, but instead they are driving us. So we are saying this Unfreedom Day is really an opportunity for us to rethink our politics, to rethink our organizing, to rethink our themes, to say how can, in our own country, not have a voice and allow ourselves to be swept and be driven off our land, which is why we say, because we are the masses, there's many of us, we have a right, we have power to say, this is not what we wanted, this is not what we voted for, this is not what is supposed to be the people's government. Hence, Abahlali, in partnership with a number of activists and alliance partners that we are involved in, we have the Durban Coalition also here, and we've developed what we call the People's Plan in the age of climate change. And that people's plan that have been developed from below by communities across Durban is the one that the government, if it were the government of the people, should be responding into such collective work that have been put together by the masses of people here in Durban and across.
Between the Pan Africanism Today Secretariat and Abahlali baseMjondolo, we have developed a shared understanding that the struggle for dignity in South Africa, Africa, and the world will prevail through the mass mobilization and organization of those who have everything to gain and nothing to lose from a more just world. Unfreedom Day has consistently demonstrated Abahlali's substantial mass base of more than 150,000 people. How do you connect this show of strength with the increasingly urgent task of fundamentally altering the day-to-day conditions for our people?
Well, Abahlali believes in mass mobilization because we believe that it's only the masses of the people that can actually liberate this country and our world globally. So our task, and which is an urgent task, is really mobilizing and organizing so that we build the power of the masses, the power of the impoverished from below, the power of the working class and all workers. So our call is that all workers must unite at this crucial time so that the power that is gathered, that is formulated in our dark and confined places of our society can actually strengthen our ability to build a voice. So we are saying to the masses of our world, not only in South Africa, Africa, and across, it is high time that we take organizing seriously. And the reason for that is that we cannot allow individuals, no matter how clever they are, no matter how wealthy they are, to decide for our countries and our world, to decide what is right or wrong, or what is suitable for the masses. So we are building strength, unity, solidarity, and one voice that the masses must be able to rise above the wealthiest in this world, those who decide about the future of our world. So it is this particular reason why we are saying in each corner of our society, the working class exists, the working class has power. We are saying workers must unite across the board, across color lines, across the soil, where we exist, to build the power that we already have. So all we need is unity, because we have that power. The masses that we have that are on our side, all they need is to unite, because they have power. And we want to translate and to be able to translate that power into a force that will liberate the working class and the impoverished communities in our history. So this is a task that we are confronted with. We are saying to the International People's Assembly and all our alliance partners, it is time that we rally behind the Unfreedom Day march events, campaigns that we are holding in South Africa, that I think we should be holding everywhere in the world where you are lied to. Wherever the lies have been put before the truth, we must emerge and tell the truth and tell the masses that we can no longer accept to be dictated by the individuals, imperialists, whose agenda is just to enrich themselves, is just to put profit before the human needs. So our call for now is that the masses across the world and every member of the International People's Assembly, it is high time that we stand on our feet. We cannot no longer accept us to speak in silos without staying in solidarity with one another. If we were to win the battle against imperialism, the battle against capitalism, and against all forces that seek to marginalize, isolate us, but weaken us.
One of the main themes of this year's event is the plight of the Palestinian people. Historic Palestine is being subjected to ongoing genocide and ethnic cleansing. At the heart of this colonial project by Zionist Israel is the violent expropriation of land belonging to the Palestinian people. The question of land is very close to the heart of Abahlali, and it is therefore clear that there are commonalities between the struggles in Palestine and the struggles of Abahlali baseMjondolo. How do you understand the ultimate goals of the legitimate struggles for Palestinian national liberation and Abahlali's struggles for land, housing, and dignity? Are there similarities in approach between these struggles in Palestine and South Africa, respectively?
Yes, my first take is really, I just have to take off my hat with deep respect for the humanity that have been vandalized by the apartheid Israel. Our deep solidarity goes to the Palestinian comrades. We stand with you. Our heart, our soul remain with you. We know that we are not doing enough, but I can tell you the pain that continues to terrorize you, that continue to vandalize your humanity, is our pain. When we have to think about you each second, each minute, we cannot think of ourselves as free people without the freedom of the Palestinians. Nelson Mandela puts it that South Africa's freedom is not complete without the freedom of the Palestinians. And Abahlali today and the rest of the left and the International People's Assembly remain touched, remain in solidarity with you. And we are saying all our efforts and the freedom that we are talking about, as we continue to mourn freedom as Abahlali, our hearts are with you. We're going to continue with you. So we cannot celebrate freedom, claim any freedom without the freedom of the Palestinian people. One cannot imagine the pain that you are going through. Now, our struggle, if our struggle cannot speak to your struggle, if our struggle means nothing to what you are going through, surely we are still engaged in a crocodile tears. So this is to say that Abahlali's struggle resonates so much with the struggle of the Palestinian people. However, our pain cannot be compared. The suffering cannot be compared to the struggle that the Palestinian people are engaged with. So we want to say to the global communities that we have the responsibility. It is our duty to God, it is our duty to our country, our duty to our land, not to accept vandalization of humanity, not to accept forceful and violent expropriation of the land of the Palestinian people. As Abahlali, we fight every day against those who steal our land. And today, this country has been reported to White House, to the Trump administration, and some regressive forces in this country. When we claim our own land, that is taken as a crime. And we are saying the same message. The violent expropriation of the Palestinian land by the apartheid Israel, with their support behind the scene, those who provide machinery, weapons to wipe and cleanse what they call cleansing, that has no place in our society. We are calling upon not only the progressive forces in the world, but people of conscience to stand with the Palestinian people, to stand with those who stand with the people of Palestinians, that this cannot be accepted to continue unstopped. The violence, the killing of women and children in Palestine is our pain. And I'm saying that pain has to be demonstrated. It has to be reflected in our day-to-day struggles as respective organizations and progressive forces. Now, if your agenda does not have the agenda of solidarity with the people of Palestine, that struggle in itself is a struggle that it's a fake struggle in a way. So we are very conscious that as we continue to fight for our own freedom, that cannot be divorced to the struggle in support of the struggle of Palestine. So my deep salute for the people of Palestine who have not given up. They continue to inspire us. They continue to teach us. They continue to give us hope if they can stand for what is before them. It's so little that we are facing. So we want to remember them today. We want to remember them tomorrow. We want to remember them yesterday. That indeed they are struggling for freedom, that they are struggling for humanity. The Palestinian struggle is bigger than the struggle of anything that we are engaged in, because it's the struggle for the survival of human history. If this is allowed, we shall all be guilty of having allowed human calamity and human destruction in our lifetime. So every cater today, in every moment, in every movement, every person of conscience is called upon. Here again, we are confronted with an opportunity where our humanity is tested. When you pray in your different languages and different acts in the only God that has created the universe, it is high time that you report the apartheid Israel and its supporters, all its imperialist forces that are behind in providing the weapons of mass destructions as we continue to see every day. And we are saying to the people of Palestine, long live, continue to survive, continue to resist. We draw so much lessons from you, and I'm calling upon all progressive forces to continue to stand with you, not only in solidarity letters and statements, but to show in our day-to-day thinking and action, to incorporate your struggle in our every struggle of every day, so that even a child who does not understand politics can see that your struggle is legitimate. So without us engaging in a true struggle of the Palestinian people, our struggle is itself are nothing. There will be the struggles of lies, and it will be the crocodile of the tears of crocodile for us not really to send our heartwarm solidarity with the struggle of the Palestinian people.
Similarly, Abahlali has a long history of solidarity with the struggles of the DRC. Could you elaborate on your perspectives regarding why the Congo remains important to Abahlali and to any progressive movement globally? How can we best end the decades of plunder, oppression, and violence in the heart of Africa?
I think the struggle of the Congolese people is a just struggle that we should all rally behind. When we see the Congolese women and children being murdered on mass media, televisions, and social media, it reminds of our own. That's where we see one of our own. We have been able to share difficult moments with the Congolese Solidarity Campaign that we have co-founded in South Africa in trying to express our solidarity with the people of Congo. And we are saying Congo is a very good example of how imperialism has continued terrorizing the African continent. We know what is happening in Congo. We know the outside forces of imperialism and capitalism who have come to create wars that are unnecessary with an aim of really stealing the words of ordinary men and women of Congo people. So the civil wars that continue and the rebels that are there in Congo are just a sign, or rather a token of an excuse why the imperialist forces are stealing the wealth from the African soil, so that it looks like these poor Africans are fighting amongst each other. We must help them solve their internal, or rather civil wars that they are engaged in. We know that the intention of those wars is to destabilize the country, to create disunity, distrust, division amongst the Congolese and broader Africans, so that the enemy, which are the imperial forces that continues to steal the wealth of ordinary people of Congo. In Congo, we know there aren't good road access in Congo. People are living in deep poverty, while Congo has rich mineral resources. We know what is happening in Congo happens at the time where we know that we have there's so much economic activities that are happening, which are not necessarily helping the people of Congo, because we know that we are living in the most productive economy in human history, particularly in Congo. But the resources that are there in Congo are not shared amongst the people of Congo and the African continent at large, but there are forces outside the African continent that are destabilizing that country. So we are calling upon the African nations through the African unity and other, as we have shown the way by the Sahel countries, that region, that it is possible for us to break away from the regressive forces who are creating instability in our countries in Africa. So there's so much to learn from the Sahel countries, that actually we have enough wealth in this continent. And it happens at a very good time where we have a productive economy in human history. So we are calling upon progressive forces in Africa to unite and stand in solidarity with our comrades in Congo by making sure that we expose and we isolate the forces that are anti-Africans, whose aim is to destroy Africa and to show Africa that they are nothing, they are just dependent on the foreign messiahs. For us to develop our own continent and our own country with our own resources. In fact, there is nothing that we are short of as African people in the African soil. But we know what South Africa referred to in the past as a third force. We know and we are watching the third force. And our patience is coming to an end for us to tolerate what is happening in Congo. We are saying those foreign agencies that have been hired to destroy the unity and the economy of Congo, that is not an attack of the Congolese people only. It is the attack on the entire African continent. It is an attack on the entire world that wants unity, solidarity, and for people to thrive and flourish in their capabilities and opportunities that their soil have to offer them. So let's continue to stand with these the people of Congo. Let us support progressive organizations in Congo, such as your Congolese Solidarity Campaign and others whose mission is for a free and a liberated Congo that can actually liberate itself and be able to be a sovereign country without the interference. One more message to our comrades and partners within the International People's Assembly and all our alliance partners is really to urge everyone that maybe it's high time that we intensify our strategy in this so quickly globalizing world. We can see that the change in political landscape, not only nationally, but globally. So it requires the progressive forces to engage in a very same pace. So our world is changing very quickly. I think we need to start thinking very fast how we engage the multiple crises that continues to terrorize our communities. So I want us to be proactive. We must be quick in our thinking. We must be quick in our action. Otherwise, we can see the increase or the growth of the right-wing forces that continues to make us so dependent on them. I think it's high time that we provide leadership. That is my calling, that we provide leadership into the alternatives that we have always thought about. And maybe it's high time to put into action some of the progressive solutions that have come out in a number of platforms, such as the Dilemmas of Humanity and other progressive forces that the working class have proven that a better world is indeed necessary and that a better world is indeed possible. So I think we have what it takes. I think we have resources that is needed. We have numbers that is needed to legitimize our thinking and our action so that we can build a better world, a world that is for all, a world that is humanized, that is welcoming, that allows every thinking and inclusive economy to make that happen, to make people enjoy and flourish in the opportunity that exists in the world that is for all. So this is my call, that the world is for everyone. It has to be shared. So as the land, the world, and freedom, the opportunities that exist everywhere, whether from our rivers, from our territories, these are the opportunities that are there for us. And I'm saying we must take advantage of that without fear, without cowardice. It is high time that we confront that. And when we do so, we do that. And it will be, of course, our duty to ourselves, our duty to our countries, our duty to the universe. And this is what we are called upon to do.